my ring light. I'm trying a different setup to last time, and yeah, had to get the ring light out. I hope you can hear me okay. I've got my phone here so I can see the chat. But I better mute it, otherwise it will be playing my video and that will just be very confusing. Cheers, people. I have alcohol. This is kind of a live taste test because this drink is the Aldi white chocolate Valley Castle, which is their version of Bailey's, and I've never had it before and it needs to be drunk, so I should be drinking it tonight, but slowly, and there is an ice cube in here, so if you hear strange cracking noises, it's probably the ice cube melting. So guys, it's kind of up to you what you want to chat about. I am going to start by explaining the thumbnail because I don't know how many of you were here last week, but I was asked who would be my 4 ideal dinner party guests and I could not come up with the answer. Well, my thumbnail, the 4 images that are not me, are my answer. So, any guesses, people, as to who they might be? I'm going to give this a try. It does taste like white chocolate. And I do like it, but do I like it as much as Bailey's? Might have to wait until I've got to the end of the glass to know that one. And I probably won't finish it in half an hour. Katy Perry. No, Katy Perry was not one of them. There's 1 female and 3 males. Yay, you made it, Jazz. I am referring to everyone by their usernames on here, even if I know you by a different name, just to avoid confusion. Henry VIII, no, I wouldn't want Henry VIII as a dinner guest. He would probably try and marry me and then chop my head off, and yeah, can't be dealing with that. Stephen Fry, no. Well, one of them you will really struggle to get because it is a stone bust, and it's Cleopatra, because obviously there's no photos of Cleopatra, and I picked her because I've always had an interest in ancient Egyptian, but at this dinner party we have to assume she can speak English, otherwise we'll need to drag in the Rosetta Stone. Terry Pratchett, yes, Terry Pratchett was one of them. I picked him because I love his books and I think he would be very funny. Gene Simmons, I can see why you picked Gene Simmons, but it's not Gene Simmons. And Shakespeare, yes, because I like Shakespeare and I felt I had to have somebody of, you know, sort of a classic person like that, so I picked him. Nobody crime related, no. So those are the 3 dead people, and I've only got 1 living guest, and that is Alice Cooper, because he is actually very intelligent, he's very funny, and I don't think he would mind dining with 3 corpses. So that's my ideal dinner party. I thought I would only pick famous people because if I pick family members and stuff, you guys don't know who they are, and it would probably end up all being dead family members, but then that could get messy if they don't get on. So guys, you can ask me anything you want to, and I'll answer it if I want to. And it could be eating disorder related, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be general stuff. And you can chat to each other as well, of course. It's not all about me. Yeah, this definitely does have a really good white chocolate taste. Natasha, how are you doing today? I'm doing okay. I'm just going to answer this question quickly from, I apologise if I'm saying it incorrectly. Cheyenne, can you please do only eating vending machines for 24 hours? I can't, because I wouldn't be able to eat a whole vending machine, and I'd be worried biting through the wires and stuff. It could get a bit messy. So today, Natasha, I am having quite a good day, especially as I now have a drink. This is the first alcohol I have had since the cocktail in a can that I thought might explode in a taste test. So I don't drink very often. To be honest, the vending machines around me are very overpriced and not very interesting. If we had the kind of vending machines that do, like, I think you can get ones that do actual meals, like salad bowls or sandwiches, that would be more interesting. I need to read the question out first, otherwise people watching this back don't know what I'm talking about. Claire, have you tried the Disaronno velvet liqueur? Very much like Bailey's. I have not. I've never actually tried any Disaronno. I think I will have to make sure I get my hands on some. Yeah, how are all of you guys doing today? Have any of you got any exciting bank holiday plans? I have not. Cheyenne asks, have you tried Mallow and Marsh? I have. I haven't tried everything they've got. I've tried some of them. I've tried the vanilla ones, and I'm sure I tried something fruity like raspberry with a chocolate coating. They're all right, but they're very expensive. I'm not really a marshmallow eater, but I have it on good authority that if you are a fan of marshmallows, the Flump, when frozen, apparently makes a very tasty treat, but I've never tried it, so. Natasha asks, fave TV show at the moment, I need some inspiration. Well, I watch a lot of documentaries like Panorama and Tonight, and I watch a lot of thrillers and crime dramas. I do need to watch Stranger Things because I haven't watched that. And I do need to watch the second series of Emily in Paris, which I can really recommend if you want something light and fluffy that doesn't require too much focus. It's really good if you're having a day when you've got brain fog. I'm not that tipsy. Because the episodes are only about half an hour long. So I'm glad I'm not the only person that isn't mad on marshmallows. L. Daniel, what is your all-time favourite book? Well, childhood book is Ballet Shoes by Noel Streatfeild, because I used to want to be a ballerina and then I wanted to be an actress. I also really love Dracula by Bram Stoker, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. So I could not pick one of those four because it changes depending on the mood that I'm in. Natasha says, it's a little bit triggering, Emily in Paris, just a heads up to anyone. That's actually a good point because I've only watched series 1 and I haven't watched series 2. So maybe don't watch that. Maybe watch... Oh, you guys, if you're not in Scotland, can you get Scot Squad? Mind you, you might not be able to get the jokes. Scot Squad is brilliant. Shyam, as Halloween is 2 months away, have you got any Halloween videos coming up? Yes, I have an entire week of Halloween videos coming up. And I'm currently researching and filming them now because they are involving an awful lot of work. But I'm not going to say any more about them at the moment. Claire, Purple Hearts is a new film on Netflix. Really easy watching, would recommend. I will need to check that out. And Rose recommends Maid, which I think is also on Netflix. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've seen. I haven't watched Netflix for ages. Oh, I do. I do like Below Deck and Below Deck Mediterranean. They are my guilty pleasures, I suppose. And I watch Married at First Sight. So I can recommend those. Rose also recommends The Control Room on iPlayer. I've got that recorded. I'll need to watch that. That's the thing, I record so much TV and then watch it back probably about a year after everyone else. Claire, are you currently working or studying? No, I am not doing either. I did apply for a freelance job, but didn't hear back, so yeah. Shyam, I wonder what Sunday's video will be. Well, you don't have long to wait. I am doing a bakery series, but I've decided that I'm going to alternate them. So there was a bakery video out, a bakery video out last week, and there'll be a bakery video out next week. But this week will not be a bakery video because not everyone wants to watch bakery videos. So I thought I'll space them out slightly. Rose says, anyone who likes housey programmes, George Clark's programmes on Channel 4. Oh yes, I like Changing Rooms. And I always prefer Lawrence's Room. I'm not saying I like Lawrence's Room, but I always prefer it to whoever the other one is, and I don't know why. Maybe it's something to do with the magic leather trousers. Jazz says, me too, I record lots, but then never actually watch it because for some reason it loses its appeal for me when it's really old. My problem is that I forget I've recorded it and I don't often get to the bottom of the list. So once it sort of gets more than sort of 10 from the top, I tend to not see it and then it gets deleted. So Rose says he was dressed as a curtain last night. I'm guessing you mean Laurence. Yeah, he tends to dress quite a lot as a curtain or a bedspread, but I guess everyone's got their own sense of style. Apologies if I'm swallowing really noisily. I'm really trying not to, but I can't keep running to the other side of the room every time I want to take a sip. I can't even remember how much this costs. Well, it's probably like double the price now, the cost of living, but definitely cheaper than Bailey's. I have got a bottle of toffee apple Bailey's, which I've got a month to drink this, so I'm really going to have to put in the work. Jazz says, when I was really young, I saw Laurence in Home Base. Was he wearing leather trousers then? And Natasha says, thanks for doing these, cows. You are very welcome. I enjoy it because it's Friday night and this is my socialising. I'm going to try and do one every week, and it's going to be a Thursday or a Friday, possibly a Saturday, and I'm going to try out various times and then see what suits people, because I know that not everyone can make a Friday night or a Thursday night or whatever. So yeah, I'll be seeing what works. At the moment, I can't tell you if I'll do Thursday or Friday next week. A lot will depend how I feel and what's going on. But I will let you know nearer the time. Rose, you don't swallow noisily at all. That's not what my last boyfriend said. Jazz, in honesty, I can't remember it at all. I wouldn't have even recognised him because I was probably about 8, so my mum was more excited than me. To be honest, if he was in the leather trousers, maybe it's a blessing that you can't remember. I actually think he looks better now than he did when he was younger. But Natasha says, lots of crying, laughing faces. I wonder what that's in response to. Trying to put the drink down gently so that I don't deafen you guys by smacking it down on the table. I'm wearing another colour changing nail varnish, but it doesn't seem to be changing colour. I'll put the phone down. Don't know if you can see any difference. No, not really. Cheyenne, do you like the new salted caramel whisper? I don't know, because it's not come to Scotland yet. Believe me, I have been looking for it, but it's just not arrived, so just gonna have to be patient, which I'm not good at, but believe me, when I see it, I will get it and I will try it and I will let you know. I would guess it is good though, because I love a Whisper Gold, so I imagine I will love the Whisper Salted Caramel too. Rose, Kaz, if you could jump on a plane and fly anywhere right now, given the time of year and what's going on in the world, where would you go and why? I'd probably go to Disneyland because my inner child really, really wants to. And I'm also old enough to drink in America now. And I wasn't the last time that I went to Disneyland. So, and Florida is hot. Although this time of year it's really hot. But yeah, I think that's where I would want to go right now. And where would you go, Rose? Jazz has a soft spot for Corsica. I've never been to Corsica. Shyam, I watched your video on Instagram on trying the new raspberry Malteser biscuits. I remember you saying they were disgusting. They were horrible. I don't know who thought putting a raspberry flavour raspberry and chocolate work, so that it should have worked, but it just didn't. And it's so long since I tried it, I can't remember what it was I really didn't like. Maybe the raspberry flavour was just way too artificial, because I tried the marshmallow flavoured Maltesers and they were quite nice. They only tasted of marshmallow, but not really strongly, which is probably why I liked them. I am a fan of a Malteser. I wish they would bring out white chocolate Maltesers, like proper round ones and not just the truffles. I think they would be popular. I'd certainly buy them. Rose would go to Croatia, Indonesia, or Peru. I've never been to any of those places. Natasha says they used to have white Maltesers. I do remember those. And I actually tweeted Maltesers, Maltesers, because they have a separate Twitter account for each chocolate they do. And I asked them to bring them back, but Natasha says sweet or savoury. Natasha, you only have to look at my YouTube name to know the answer to that one. Although, as I have got older, it's become a bit more balanced. I used to be all about the sweet stuff, but now there are some savoury things I like. And now I could probably eat a meal out at a restaurant and be okay with not having a dessert. Whereas before, that's the first bit of the menu I would look at, and I would know, before I had anything else, I would know what I was going to have for dessert. And I would always make sure there was room for that dessert. Natasha is also a sweet girl. I just like food. I know that people have a misconception that like people with anorexia don't like food. Well, this one loves food. Am I the only one drinking here? If I drink this on a live, can I pretend I'm not in my flat drinking alone? Rose says, I think most people with EDs love food. I am inclined to agree, and suspect that those who say they don't maybe don't want to admit that they do. But given the amount of time I spent thinking about it, Rose says opinions on Hannah Marling. On her as a person or her videos? I mean, both, okay. How did I know you were going to say that? Her videos, she knows what her audience likes, and she's good at giving them the kind of content they want to see. I do watch her and I do like her videos. Some of the ones she does are not the same way I would do them. For example, when she goes on holiday, the type of vlog she does is not the type of vlog I would do, but that's just because I'm a different person and I have different interests to her. I don't think we're similar as people, even though we do similar types of videos, but I think she can be very entertaining. I think a lot of people have been quite mean to her. I don't know who saw Wednesday's upload when I was talking about other creators that I watch, and I know that they have threads on forums and stuff dedicated to kind of bitching about them, but I know that Hannah has one. I don't think she'll watch this, but I think she knows she has it as well. And I think that's horrible, because why are you watching someone just to be horrible about them? If you don't like what they're doing, don't watch them. But I'm subscribed to Hannah, so I do watch her videos and I do find her entertaining. There are some that I like more than others, but I think that's the same with everyone. There'll be some of my videos you guys like more than others that I do, and it's just down to what you like to see and what your interests are, I think. For example, McDonald's videos don't really interest me because apart from the couple of times I've eaten McDonald's on here, I don't eat it. Yeah. Everyone's gone really quiet now. Oh dear, that's not a good sign. But no, one day I would love to be half as popular as Hannah is, but yeah, she's succeeding at what she does and good for her. Rose, do you still watch Jade and Rob? I do watch Jade and Rob, yes. Cheyenne, do you prefer Heroes, Celebrations, Roses or Quality Street Chocolates? Well, I used to prefer Roses and then they got rid of the coffee creams. I think I would say Quality Street because they have the highest ratio of caramel and fudge and toffee chocolates compared to all the other flavours. So that's what I would go for. I would go for Quality Street. But if Roses brought back the coffee cream, might go for them. Natasha, I agree. I'm not sure why everyone seems to love McDonald's. Maybe it's an age thing, but I've never loved McDonald's. Even as a kid, I wasn't that into it. But for a long number of years, I did not like beef burgers. So McDonald's sells burgers and chicken, which I hate. So yeah, it was just chips and a milkshake that I would get anytime I went there. Jazz, I'm going to have to go, but thank you, Kaz, and good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for coming, Jazz, and I hope to see you next time. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Technically, I should be going as well. But I'm not, clearly, because I'm still sitting here. Well, Natasha, I've said my age on camera a couple of times, so I don't like saying it. Natasha, when does your I'm so sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. When does your podcast season 2 come out? It was such a massive comfort to me. It is starting on the 6th of September. First episode is all good to go. If anyone wants to send a message to have read out anonymously on the podcast, you can send a DM to ED Podcast on Instagram or an email to edpodcast@gmail.com. But you don't have to, just if you want to. Hello, Monica, welcome. Technically, I should be ending this now, but I'm not at the moment. I've still got loads and loads of my drink. You can't actually see it though. I should have got a smaller glass. The ice cube has almost melted now. Monica says, and love your attitude and personality, best bit about you. That's very sweet, and thank you. And I'm not very good at taking compliments. I'm trying not to blush, but thank you. For those of you who weren't here from the beginning, I did say that I was going to try and do a live chat like this once a week. Might not happen every week, but I'm enjoying doing, I'm enjoying doing them, and if you guys are enjoying watching them, then I'm happy to keep doing them. Build our own little community. If anyone is thinking of getting the Aldi white chocolate flavoured Ballycastle liqueur, I would say it's a very nice drink. Monica, go ahead. I will wait for your question and give you an answer before ending the stream. Although I will say any advice I give may not be very good. Monica, what's the best way to deal with growing into a bigger body, currently struggling hardcore? Natasha, is the drink getting to your head, Kaz? Yes, it is. How could you tell? It's because I hardly ever drink. Monica, I would say elasticated waistbands are your friend. Every time I buy new clothes, I buy them in my fully weight restored size. So when I go up a clothing size, I've got a whole bunch of lovely new clothes to wear. But it's really hard, and I just grit my teeth, and I know it will get easier as I get used to it. I would say the worst thing you can do is panic and try to lose the weight again, because you're only going backwards if you do that. And I know at my age that my big fear is that if I start to go back, I may never get this far into recovery again, because it's taken me 10 years to get to this point, and there's only so much abuse anyone's body can take. And I would say when clothes don't fit you anymore, donate them to charity, sell them on Vinted, give them away. Don't hang on to them, because your body was not meant to be that size, and holding on to them, you need to ask, why are you still holding on to them? I think that would probably cover my advice on that subject. I have a bit of a mix between baggy clothes. I mean, I'm in quite tight jeans today, but they are a bigger size than the jeans I was wearing. But my natural style has always been for more fitted clothing, but there are some days when it just needs to be a tracksuit, and I'm wearing quite a baggy top as well. But I bloat a lot still, so tight clothes and bloating, they don't go. Monica, 100% feel you on the age thing. I won't say your age on camera. I'm quite a bit older than you, as you may know. I never thought I would be this age and still have an eating disorder. And I would say the sooner you get better, the better it will be, because I will never get back the years I've lost. Yeah, this is all getting a bit serious. Monica, also, is it normal for weight to go mostly to belly? Yes, that is exactly where it will go. It goes there first because that is where most of the major organs are in your, they call it a trunk. It will begin to distribute itself more evenly, but only if you are eating enough and eating regularly. As long as you are restricting or compensating in some way, your body is still going to think food is scarce. Also, genetically, my stomach is where I carry my weight. That's where my mum carried hers, and her mum carried hers. So I will always have a slightly rounded belly. I'm never going to have a flat stomach. I just need to accept that. But my weight is not evenly distributing itself yet. However, my boobs have got a bit bigger. Yes. I would love to be 28 again, because when I was 28, I was actually recovered. And then I fucked it all up when I was 31. Well, guys, I think I'm maybe getting a bit too tipsy for YouTube, and anyone who's ever been to any of my house parties knows what happens when I get drunk. So, yeah. I will say goodnight. I'm not going to down this, because that would be a really bad idea. But yeah, take my makeup off, put on some comfy pajamas, and yeah, finish my drink. But Monica, that's a really good question and a really long story. I might save that for a video rather than a live, just because unedited it would probably be a very long ramble. But it is something that I am planning to cover at some point, hopefully this year. I may have touched on it in my podcast, but I can't honestly remember. I do have a podcast episode about, well, there's 2 about recovery, and I know I touched on bits of it in that. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I hope you will be able to join me, if not next week, then at some point in the future. I may put a poll on Instagram to see when people would like the next one to be, whether it's Thursday or Friday, and what the time is. Saturday next week might be a possibility, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I will let you guys know. But thank you very much. I have enjoyed the chat, and cheers. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and be kind to yourselves, because you deserve it. Bye.